Most people think saving money is the smartest financial move you can make. Spend less, stack cash, watch your account grow, repeat. And to be fair, saving money is better than wasting it. But here's the problem nobody talks about. Saving money alone will not make you rich. In fact, if all you do is save, there's a good chance you're quietly falling behind. Because while you're feeling responsible, inflation is eating your purchasing power. While you're building comfort, other people are buying assets. And while you're protecting your money, the wealthy are putting theirs to work. That's the difference. Poor people think money is something to hold on to. Rich people know money is something to deploy. I'm going to show you exactly why saving money can actually keep you poor, and more importantly, what to do instead. Because the goal isn't to become really good at hoarding cash. The goal is to build wealth, and those are not the same thing. Let's get into it. Number 1. Saving protects money, but it rarely grows it. Saving feels productive because the number in your account goes up. You start with $2,000, then $5,000, then $10,000, and it feels like progress. And it is progress, but only up to a point. Because a savings account is designed for safety and liquidity, not serious wealth creation. The FDIC's national rate for savings deposits was 0.39%, while the latest CPI showed prices up 2.4% year over year. That means money sitting in a basic savings account can still lose purchasing power in real terms. Richard understands this. He keeps cash for emergencies, but once that buffer is built, he sends extra money into assets. Index funds, retirement accounts, things that can compound. Poor Peter keeps stacking cash because it feels safe. He has $25,000 sitting in a low-yield account and tells himself he's being disciplined. But year after year, his money buys a little less, while asset prices keep moving higher. Saving money can protect you from chaos. But if that's where the strategy ends, it can also trap you in place. Number 2, you can only cut expenses so far, but wealth comes from ownership. A lot of people try to save their way to freedom by becoming experts at cutting back. No takeout, no vacations, no subscriptions, no fun. Just endless optimization. And again, discipline matters, but there's a ceiling to how much you can cut. There is no ceiling to how much wealth an asset can produce for you over time. That's the part most people miss. Poor Peter is obsessed with saving $40 here, $60 there, and $100 on groceries. Meanwhile, he owns nothing that grows. No stocks, no business, no real ownership in productive assets. Rich Richard still watches his spending, but he understands the real game. He's not just trying to spend less, he's trying to own more. Because ownership changes everything. Employees trade time for money. Owners let money make more money. And the people who get wealthy the fastest usually aren't the ones with the tightest budgets. They're the ones acquiring assets consistently. Number 3, saving can become a comfort zone that delays investing. This is where saving quietly becomes dangerous. It starts as responsibility, then it turns into hesitation, then it becomes fear disguised as prudence. You tell yourself, I'm just waiting until I have a little more cash. Then a little more turns into a lot more, and suddenly years have gone by and you still haven't invested. The SEC's investor education materials make this point clearly. Long-term saving and investing benefit from the power of compounding, where you earn returns on both your original money and on prior gains. Over time, even small amounts can grow meaningfully. Rich Richard starts before he feels fully ready. He invests small amounts consistently and lets time do the heavy lifting. Poor Peter waits for certainty. He wants the perfect entry point, the perfect income, the perfect amount saved, the perfect economy. In other words, he never starts. And the tragedy is that investing rewards time in the market, not emotional comfort. Saving too much can make you feel secure enough to avoid the very step that creates wealth. Number 4, cash feels safe, but being underinvested is its own risk. People talk about investing like it's risky, and sometimes it is, but not investing at all, that has risk too, a huge risk. If your entire plan is built around cash, then your future depends entirely on your ability to keep working, keep earning, and keep saving manually forever. That's fragile, because if your income stops, your wealth stops. Rich Richard knows cash is a tool, not the destination. He keeps an emergency fund, then builds systems that keep working even when he's not. Automatic investing, retirement contributions, asset accumulation. Poor Peter thinks avoiding volatility means avoiding danger. But the real danger is waking up at 50 and realizing your money never multiplied. Volatility is visible, lost opportunity is invisible, and invisible risks are often the most expensive ones. Number 5, saving rewards self-control, but investing rewards patience. A saver feels good because they're saying no. No to spending, no to impulse, no to lifestyle creep. That's valuable. But wealth doesn't just come from saying no. It comes from knowing what to say yes to. Yes to buying productive assets.
Yes to consistency. Yes to letting your money work longer than you do.
Rich Richard saves with a purpose. He doesn't worship cash. He uses it as fuel. Every dollar has a job. Some dollars protect him. Some dollars grow for him. Poor Peter treats saving like the final goal. He gets satisfaction from seeing a larger bank balance, but he never gives those dollars a better assignment. And that's the shift. Saving is about restraint. Investing is about vision. If you only master the first one, you become financially cautious. If you master both, you become wealthy. Number 6. Inflation quietly punishes people who do everything right. This is the most frustrating part. A lot of people are genuinely trying. They skip luxuries, they stay home, they build cash reserves, they think they're being smart, and yet they still feel like wealth keeps moving further away. Why? Because the price of almost everything keeps climbing over time, and cash that isn't earning enough falls behind. The latest CPI data showed all items inflation up 2.4% over 12 months, while basic savings rates remain far lower than that at many institutions. So even when you're doing the responsible thing, you can still be losing ground. Poor Peter sees this and gets discouraged. He says, "What's the point?" Rich Richard sees the same thing and adapts. He realizes saving is step 1, not the full plan. He builds a cash cushion, then moves into assets that at least give him a chance to outpace inflation over time. That's what wealth building really is. Not just preserving dollars, preserving and increasing purchasing power. Number 7. The wealthy don't just save money, they buy freedom. This is the real reason saving alone keeps people poor, because saving money without a deployment plan usually leads to one thing: delayed consumption. You don't spend now, so maybe later you can spend bigger. But wealthy people think differently. They don't just save to buy nicer stuff later. They invest to buy freedom later. Freedom from needing every paycheck. Freedom from panic. Freedom from bad jobs. Freedom to make decisions based on values instead of bills. FINRA recommends keeping 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund in a safe, accessible place. That's important, but the point of that cash is stability, not permanent parking. Rich Richard has an emergency fund because he wants peace, but after that, he wants ownership. He wants systems. He wants assets. Poor Peter keeps moving the goalpost. First, he wants $5,000 saved, then $10,000. Then $20,000. Then just a little more before I invest. He mistakes preparedness for progress, and that mistake can cost a decade. Number 8. Saving money is a habit, Building wealth is a strategy. This is what it all comes down to. Saving is a financial habit. Wealth building is a financial strategy. One is about not losing control. The other is about creating leverage. And if you confuse the two, you can spend your whole life being financially responsible without ever becoming financially free. Rich Richard saves, invests, automates, and owns. He understands that money sitting still may feel safe, but money deployed intelligently is what changes your life. Poor Peter saves faithfully, but he never graduates to the next level. He has discipline without direction, and over time, that's not enough. Because the truth is, saving money is not the end goal, it's the starting line. So if you've been proud of how much you've saved, good. You should be. That puts you ahead of a lot of people. But don't stop there. Build the emergency fund. Protect yourself. Then start buying assets. Start thinking in decades. Start making your money carry some of the load. Because if all you do is save, you may stay safe, but if you want to get rich, eventually your money has to leave the sidelines and get to work. And that's when everything changes.